welcome back to the program. It's still Daybreak Africa, and like we said before we went on the break, we told you that today we will be talking about menstrual hygiene on the program. Now, around 1.8 billion women menstruate each month. Women, including millions of girls, are unable to control their periods in a respectable and healthy manner. Now, menstruation's onset ushers in a new stage in adolescents' life, as well as new vulnerabilities. While having their period, many adolescent girls and women do not have access to what they need to maintain hygiene. Some who even have access don't even have the knowledge, or they don't have the know-how on what to do to keep themselves clean and make sure that they stay healthy. Now, there are a lot of factors attached to being dirty or not maintaining hygiene when you are menstruating as a woman. Now, we'll be talking about this on the program, and we have made sure on this episode that we are being joined by a woman. So that means that we'll have 3 women on the program this morning. Joining us to discuss this morning is Feyisayo, right?
Yeah.
Feyisayo, Aiyepola. Welcome to the program. You know, I was going to say Feyisayo, but I was like, okay, it should be Shayo. I think it should be Shayo. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing?
Fine.
It's good to have you on the program this morning.
Thank you.
Now, straight to our topic for today, menstrual hygiene. I think I want to start this topic from a particular story that happened to someone very close to me. Now, this person just suddenly noticed that she was feeling pain in her bladder, and she was thirsty. She was feeling pain. She was having a lot of signs, abdominal pain, and all of that. And then she had to go to the doctor. When she got to the doctor told her that it was an infection. Now, initially she thought that she thought that okay, maybe it was toilet infection, but she did not believe it because she knew that she doesn't use toilets anyhow. It's just at home and in the office. Even if it catches her in the most pressing moment, she's going to hold it in and just make sure that just to keep herself clean. Then the doctor now said it could be from your sanitary towels, from your sanitary pads. And she was like, how? That she doesn't use tissue or all this other stuff, that she buys quality. She said it's not about just buying quality pads. So how many hours does this take? She said, until it's full now. Yeah. Then the doctor was like, until it's full, that could actually harbor bacteria and germs, because the place is moist, it's wet, and if you don't clean it and wash up, it gets dirty. Now, a lot of people do not know these things, and what I'm talking about here is something that really affected her, because she was in so much pain. By the time she started taking medications, the you know, this white I don't know how to put it, there's this discharge that comes with infection that is different from the regular discharge that women have. In fact,
smelly one.
At the end of a week, what she discharged would probably fill this cup.
Wow.
It was that bad. It was a lot. It was just coming out in, I don't know, just say in batches or in liters. So it just kept coming out, and although she was treated and she was healed from it, but the doctor pointed out something, and she told me that many people become infertile.
Yeah.
Because of this. Now, a lot of people do not know the importance of menstrual hygiene. Many people just feel that, oh, let's just menstruate and that's just it. The menstruation has come, let me just take care of myself the way I can. Some people use tissue, some people use a lot of weird things that you will be shocked about. Some people use clothes. Although I'm not particularly against using sanitary towels, but it all depends on how you use it. There are people that repeat the same one for like a year. Brother Bernard, God is watching. No, Sister Bernard in this case, God is watching me. So now, very quickly, let's move into our tips that we want to share with our viewers this morning when it comes to maintaining health or having a hygienic menstruation. That is menstrual hygiene. So I'm going to start with Ololade. Do you have one for us?
Yeah, you mentioned this earlier on, and it is talking about the method of your sanitation. Yeah, because there are so many, like you mentioned, so many people use tissue papers.
Yes.
Many people use cloths. Many people use sanitary
Towels
and all of that. And even recently, I got to know that some people use menstrual cups.
Yes.
Tampons too.
And tampons.
And tampons, yeah.
There are even what's it called? I've forgotten. There's a name for it. There's this particular pant that is, I think it's rubber-like. It doesn't leak. No matter, in fact, if you go and swim, even if you go and swim, everything stays inside and it doesn't come out.
So I just feel that despite the fact that there are so many, and talking about sanitary towels, there are so many brands out there that you can choose from. So I feel that you should know the one which is best for you.
For you.
Because definitely either 1 or 2 times you've had a cost to try different sanitary towels. You get you just I saw this one, let me try it, or maybe because it's cheap and all of that, you've had a cost to change. So in the course of that, you already know which one you feel you like best, which one you feel works for you. You get, because I've used some types of sanitary towels, and the next hour you get stained. Yes, and
doesn't absorb well.
Absorb well. And there are even some that by the time you walk, this is it shifts. It just shifts to one side, and you're like, oh God, what is going on here? Did I
and then there are some that are very short.
Some
so
are very short.
For example, some of you don't know. I remember that when I was maybe like 14 or maybe 17 thereabout. I noticed that during those times I used to get stained very easily. I could not figure out why, because I'm wearing a sanitary pad. Why is the blood staining my skirt? And then I realized later that okay, the sanitary pad I bought or I had been using was too short. So each time I am sitting down, let's say I'm sitting in this position like I'm sitting right now, it becomes, the blood passes on my skin instead of touching on the pad, and then it goes ahead to stain the skirt. So that's why a lot of people get stained on the way. But I think that after maybe, I think the people who make sanitary towels, they evolved as well. Maybe due to research, they found out that okay, there should be longer ones for people who need longer ones. And there are a lot of other reasons, because someone like me, you know, the waist and hip that God has given each person is different. Using the short one never works for me. Once I use the short one, I'm going to get stained. I need something that will move from the front to all the way back, so that it protects everything. But a lot of people don't even know that this is what works for them.
Because you just have to understand, like you said, there are the longer ones and there are shorter ones. And also that there are some brands that make for people who have heavy flow,
right?
And you don't have heavy flow. Okay, buy this type. You know you have heavy flow, buy it. And recently, I think about say 1 or 2 years back, we just got to realize that some people also use diapers. Have you seen that? Yes.
What type of plane is that?
Like baby diapers.
Wow.
I'm sure. There was a time that
I just want to understand something. Is it for the same menstruation or for blood flow?
For the same,
like the only sweat in the Bible. But I just want to be
sure.
For
the same menstruation. I think it got out that there's some people that they have like very heavy flow, and that there is no amount of sanitary towels. They still get stained. So instead of getting stained, they just go on to just get diaper. And I think about 2 years ago, it just got online that people using diapers, so they're the ones who made diapers costly. You get that diapers is now so expensive, maybe because of people adults now buying diapers and all of that. And I feel that I think I've also used diapers before. You get, so it's more comfortable. That's why I said you know what you have used, and so you have to just choose.
You know what works for you.
You know what works,
and then you have to also observe your body at that time. Because for example, I was in a particular situation where I don't know what. I actually know what happened that month, but that particular month, due to one reason that I would not mention, I had this very heavy flow. Like I had to change sanitary towels maybe hourly. Like in another 30 minutes, I just have to pick up another towel. And all my life, my menstruation has always been like maybe max 3 days. Except for the month, my very first month as an adolescent, it was 7 days. After that, it became 3 days. But from maybe like say 5 years till now, it has been 1 day and a half. But this particular month, because of what happened, it went on for like 5 or 7 days. And it was very heavy. Maybe if I had had knowledge about diapers, I would have just gotten an adult diaper and just
because using diaper. But
I can't imagine wearing diapers.
No, maybe because I've used it. Using diaper makes it's not comfortable. It sits well. Like you don't have to.
I actually can imagine what that.
You don't have to think that by the time I wash it moves. It moves. It sits so well, and you are so comfortable. You are so confident that you will not get stained.
Let me allow if Feyi reacts to that.
Concerning the fact that she said some parts that they shift, I think now most brands have this. You have this part where you remove and you place it on your pants and it stays. Some even have wings so that and this the changing of pad normally it's supposed to be probably max 6 hours. But I know some people that maybe after urinating, once they go to the toilet to urinate, they'll change it. Change it.
Really?
No,
what I observed from my own self, and this is my own personal testimony, is that some years back I realized that once I go to the toilet to urinate, initially I didn't used to use tissue to wipe. I rinse with water. Now rinsing with water while menstruating, I think for me personally, I don't know about any other person, it just makes things worse, because I observed that once I rinse with water, everywhere is moisty and wet, and I'm just so uncomfortable. But I just have to wash up. Now I did not have the knowledge of using tissue because I didn't grow up with. I was not trained with using tissue. They taught us to use water to clean up. So it was usually moist, but where I'm going is that once I'm done with the menstruation, I realize that everywhere is just itchy, and it begins to just continue scratching. But I just continue scratching from time to time. Then after a while, my older sister now told me, there was a day I now mentioned it in her presentation. I said, it's because you are using water. And the moment I stopped using water, when I go to pee, I make sure I clean it to dry. She said you have to make sure.
Then after using the water,
then you use tissue. So they use tissue to make sure it is dry before you put it back on. But if you leave it moist, you're going to allow bacteria grow, and those bacteria will now lead to itching. But let's move on to the next one, which says once the menstrual blood has left your body, it gets contaminated with the body innate organisms, and this has to do with changing the pad regularly, like we said. Now for people who use tampons and cups, I don't know about tampons, but I know that cups can last a while. I don't know how long it is, and I know that according to what I gathered, cups are not, they don't throw it away that month. After using it that month, if you sterilize it and wash it with warm water, then you can reuse again. And according to what I read, there were some testimonies that it lasts up to a year, the same cup. So you don't need to just one cup or two. So you use one today.
So how is it? How is the blood disposed? Like how do you remove the blood? How does it work?
The cup is like, I don't know. I think it's like the way I've not seen it.
Right?
Yes, it looks like a funnel. I want to talk about the texture of the material. It's more like rubber, so to speak. So when you want to put it in, I've actually learned because there was a time. Let me confess, I wanted to buy it. Yes, I wanted to buy it because I was just frustrated and like, what is it? What is it? And because of my job and all of that, and that time I think I had some assignments that really made me need it, but I had considered it. So as I was saying, the cup is like rubber. So when you want to put it, you just squeeze it, you push it in, and once you push it in, it opens up by itself because it's rubber. You understand? So once you push it in, the blood drops inside. It's just like you are dropping what's it called? Like you put a funnel on top of a cup and you are pouring water inside it. So the blood drops directly. So it doesn't even go near your vagina, so to speak, not to mention it coming out. Then once you're ready, you just pull it out. You pull it out, you turn it out, and that's all. We pour away the blood.
I don't know how comfortable that is.
Sincerely,
no, the thing is, I haven't tried it, but what I read is that you are not even going to feel it.
Wow. Okay.
You're not going to feel it. But I feel it's almost the same thing as tampons. Tampons, you put it, you insert it, and then you pull it out. But unlike tampons, if you have heavy flow, you cannot use tampons. You can still settle for cup, no matter even if it's blood clots that is coming out, the cup will take it. But tampons can get soaked very easily, and if you're not careful, you might begin to leak, and you'll be wondering what's going on. But all things being equal, everything still works together. But what's important is that you just have to change regularly.
Because like you mentioned earlier about the lady who had infection, changing if you don't change regularly, you can have infection. And this is probably she had UTI, urinary tract infection.
Yes, it was UTI.
Sometimes
exactly.
It can also lead to pelvic inflammatory disease.
Yes.
And this can boil down to infertility. You understand?
You know, a lot of people in the villages, maybe in the olden days, that were stigmatized for not being able to give birth.
Yes.
Look at the menstrual hygiene that was available at the time.
Yeah.
You know, there was a time that women who are menstruating don't move. They have to sit in a place until they are done menstruating. When they are done, that's when they stand up. It's like in some religions, they even call it purification period of some sort. So you have to sit down, you don't move. Imagine sitting in one place and flowing with blood. There isn't proper care. They're probably using their robes and ashoke to take the blood. And they probably just rinse it, because I'm sure there was no detergent or all this what's it called that we used to disinfect water now. So imagine how it would have been. Maybe, who knows, maybe these are some of the things that caused infertility for some of those women.
Definitely.
And when it comes to cleaning of the female genital part, you have to, I think you have to wash from the front
to the back, right?
You don't wash from the back to
the front, so you don't bring the bacteria from the back.
And also talking about washing, there's still some people in this time and age that still use soaps to wash their vaginas.
People even use the douche. It's what they call douching, which is watching inside, which is not supposed to be.
You just
medically, your female genital part
out there, they would
cleans itself.
Yes. Use it to wash it, cleans the
It may smell like that.
I can't imagine having to use soap to wash.
No, you shouldn't. According to medical practitioners, it causes an imbalance in your pH, and once there's that imbalance, you are prone to infection, and bacteria, the good bacteria that are supposed to be there, you kill them with the soap. And then you leave out the bad bacteria that will now cause problem for you in the future. So the best bet, water. Stick with water. I think we've shared another tip that outside our today. Okay, let's move on, which is also the next one is for you to wash yourself regularly. Clean up regularly. Don't just leave the blood there and just sit down and just allow it to be. Some people will just take. There's a certain person I know whose name I will not mention. She uses her pad until it is full in her eyes. You know, there are some people that after 8 hours, it's possible that after 8 hours the pad might not even be half full. Might not even be quarter full. Might just maybe like a few stains. But the truth is that your body has released some heat, whether blood comes out or not. But my madam will not agree. She will leave the pad until she can even have a bath, clean up, and still take it back and still put it on.
I was about to say that she might have gone to the toilet about 1,000,000 times.
The toilet, you're talking about toilet. I'm talking about day 2. Day 2, so far it is not fully stained, and she does not really. She does not really have heavy flow. So she will tell you that, is that not waste of money? Do you know how much they're selling pad? And blah blah blah. And I'm like.
You know, if you have noticed, if you go to the toilet to ease yourself or something, maybe after say like 5 hours, and then you remove the pad, if you notice the color of the blood,
it changes. Yes.
So it makes it, there's this psychological that
sometimes I'm not able to look at it.
Yes. You cannot even.
Am I the only one?
So why would you even want to wear that again?
Some don't care.
Need to do better.
She that lady, she doesn't care. She just looks at it like it's just this part that is. She will have her back and wear it back. And that's just it for her. She does not care.
I feel that's not good enough. We need to just so as to curb so many things later on. We need to curb so many things. The infection that can lead to any other thing. This is part of the hygiene that we're talking about. We want to curb so many things.
Well, our time is fast spent, so we still have a lot to talk about. But before we go, I don't know if Feyi rather has any tip to share with our viewers.
I would like to talk about the method of disposal.
Okay, right.
Some people, I don't know how some people can be just so careless with your blood. You finish with the pads, then you just throw it somewhere where anybody can see.
Before you continue, this particular thing you're saying reminds me of a certain day we were in my compound I was in my compound with my dad, and a bird was just flying. And the bird dropped a sanitary pad in the compound. Wow. Yes. Continue what you were saying.
So the proper way for you to dispose your pad, some people might burn it. You can choose to burn it. You can choose to wash it off. And if you choose to wash it, I'll just say you should. The cotton inside, just try to remove it, then flush it. That way you are safe. Then you can wash the
rubber itself.
Yes, but some people might not want to do that because they might not want to touch their blood. But it is your blood. I don't know why.
No, some people cringe. They cringe when they see blood. It doesn't matter whether it's theirs or not. So it's quite understandable.
Yeah, so I feel the best way is just if you can burn it.
And do not flush it in the toilet.
Do not.
They're going to just cause blockage. And you have to pour the
just remove the cotton inside. You can flush the cotton inside. It won't block the I just try to wash them.
You rinse it off.
Or just conceal them. So that that's all. Just try to conceal it very well so that people don't know what is inside.
Even concealing. Talking about concealing, you know there are some these waste managers who come to take waste. You know there are some of them that go on to open everything. Just
burn it and dispose it properly to keep yourself safe. All right, that's how far we can go. Thank you so much for joining us on the program, Feyi. All right, viewers, that's how far we can go on this discourse segment on Daybreak Africa. We'll go on a quick break now. When we return, Daybreak Africa continues. To stay with us.